Man, what's good, YouTube? Trizzy Gang and Trizzy Gang, what's good, family? What's good, man? Y'all know what time it is, bruh. Y'all know what time it is. We here. You know what? Matter of fact, let me get it, bro. Let me get it, bro. I'ma carry this John, like it's an NBA, like not even an NBA, like it's a, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking WWE belt. I'm gonna carry this like it's a WWE belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm carrying this like it's a WWE belt. I got my heavyweight championship right here. We got how a 3-star recruit became an NBA legend. Now, this title should really be called How a 3-Star Recruit Became the Greatest Point Guard of All Time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I have him as, the greatest point guard of all time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nonstop for the video. I told y'all we are now officially rolling into the Curry tapes. We're officially rolling into the Curry tapes. Once I get this MJ and Curry tapes out the way, then I'm going to go back to, you know what I'm saying, regular schedule, which is me checking out old players, you know what I'm saying, they highlights and stuff like that. I want to tap into a lot of other players. It's not only going to be like a thing where I just react to MJ, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Curry. Hell nah, bro. I'm checking out all types of players. You know what I'm saying? The off season is here. We're in live effect of it. And yeah, man, I just miss hoops, bro. I really miss NBA hoops. And I'm excited, man. We're going to check this out. Now, this video is not MJ, or I keep saying MJ even though his name is MJ, but nobody calls him that shit. Magic Johnson and Steph Curry going against each other thing or whatever the case is. That'll be my next video. I think it's Who's the GOAT Point Guard. I think that's what Nonstop has the video titled as. We're going to check that out next. Yo, what the fuck going on? Like, bro, listen, I wanted to carry this, but this shit low-key getting annoying just trying to hold it. I ain't going to hold you, bro. We throwing that shit on the side. I just had to do it for the intro. We going to check this out, man. If you do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified whenever I post a new video. We drop videos every day, if not every day, every other day. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, I was not in the crib. I was not able to record. I was visiting my grandparents. They about to leave and shit. They about to go back to Cali and shit like that, so I couldn't record yesterday, but we back today. You know what I'm saying? Let's check this thing out. Roll to 10K.
Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. And
greatest point guard.
The top 10 NBA player ever. This is the story of Steph's unusual path.
Okay, at least Nonstop said he was a top 10 player. He said that 3 years ago too, bro. This video, I believe this video was 3 years ago. Let me see. This video was 3 years ago. At least he said this shit 3 years ago. At least he knows.
And how he transformed from a skinny, unranked high school player to an all-time grade.
Right.
Steph Curry was born in Akron, Ohio, in the same hospital as LeBron James. And because his father Dell played for the Cavaliers, Steph always wanted to become an NBA player, but nobody believed he could do it. Not even Dell.
I'm really trying not to glaze in this video, because I didn't glaze for anybody else. I really tried not to, and I said I wasn't going to be as biased, but you know, I'm going to try my hardest not to glaze, y'all.
It's not
I also don't want to embarrass myself.
Because he was highly skilled, but the biggest problem was his size. Steph was the smallest and skinniest.
Look at the baby goat right here.
Every jersey he wore was oversized and hanging off him. When Dell played for Toronto, the Curry family moved to Canada, and you could often see Steph and his brother Seth on the court.
Also, that explains why Curry is never going to switch up on Drake. That also makes it, because y'all, I don't know if y'all seen Curry do the Complex interview with, his name Skippy or some shit like that. I think that's his name or something like Speedy. No, his name is Speedy. His name is definitely Speedy. I didn't know Curry lived in Canada. That's one thing I actually did not know about him.
At halftime, and it was in Toronto where young Steph blossomed as a player. His handles and shooting already looked a lot like they do now. Crossovers, behind the backs, and all kinds of advanced dribbling moves became second nature. He was arguably the best young player in Canada at the time. Being around NBA players and watching every practice really helped Steph to develop a great feel for the game and learned how to train. From an early age, Steph accepted that he wouldn't be tall and athletic, so he developed an insane work ethic because he knew he had to outwork everyone for just a chance to make the league. Steph would play Vince Carter one-on-one after every home practice, and he was often picked first when the Raptors had shooting competitions. At just 12 years old, he was already beating NBA players in three-point shooting. Curry played for the Queensway Christian School and Toronto 5-0, leading Queensway to an...
That's something a lot of y'all old head MJ, I keep saying MJ, but I just gotta say Magic fans. A lot of y'all Magic fans won't even say, hey, that's something to be talking about. I don't know if Nonstop telling the truth, because y'all do be clocking Nonstop saying he be saying some bullshit. But if that's true, well, hey, man, you can't even lie and say that's not fire. This man was beating grown men in practices. He wasn't even in high school yet. He was beating grown men in the NBA and shootouts. and he wasn't even in the NBA, bro.
Undefeated season, and Toronto to a province title. Even then, Steph was exceptional at changing direction, manipulating angles, and finding the smallest gaps to launch a deep shot. He had extremely developed knowledge of the game for such a young player, who always knew where everyone else was on the court. Defenders always had to keep an eye on him, because he never missed open shots. Steph was quiet and humble, but if the other team tried to intimidate or talk trash to him, he would transform into a baby-faced assassin, and usually finish the game with 30 or 40 points. When Dell retired from the NBA, the Currys moved back to Charlotte, and Steph led his Christian school to 3 conference titles. As a senior, Curry's team reached the state championship game, where their opponents Greensboro Day used the same tactics some NBA coaches now use against Steph. It was a box-and-one defense, where a 6'6" athletic forward was glued to Steph the entire game and ignored everybody else, denying Curry the ball and using his size to...
And as y'all probably saw, this last past playoffs, that shit did not work. It did not work. They had a man Thompson on Curry. It did not work, bro. It did not work. You know what I'm saying? It just did not work.
Frustrating. It worked. Even though he played...
It's crazy because Curry is getting... I'm not going to say he's just not as young. That's all it is. But he's definitely better than he was in 2016. 2016, he was just more flashy. He was more young, so you know what I'm saying? He's more springy. But like, as for more polished, Curry's more polished now than he was in 2016, 2015. You know what I'm saying? I do think, you know what I'm saying, taper afro, Curry was a demon. Babyface that just had the goatee, oh yeah, he was nasty. Like, the reason why I fucking love him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man was crazy. But now he's so much more polished, bro.
Steph wasn't strong nor athletic enough to fight off a bigger and quicker opponent for the entire game, finishing with 8 points in a loss. Curry was only 6'2" and 160 pounds soaking wet, and didn't receive any college offers. Despite his skill in shooting masterclass, Curry was nowhere to be found.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna keep pausing this as much as I want, so I can get some facts out too. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's another reason why he wasn't recruited, y'all. Like, imagine if Curry had as much height as a lot of these other players, you know what I'm saying? But it's solely just because of his weight and his height. If he was taller, this motherfucker would probably win second. I'm going to give him at least second. I ain't going to say first. I forgot who went first in that draft. I really do. I don't remember. But he would have at least gone second. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to make it seem like Curry was ass and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh. Because, like, bro, he went to the Warriors who were trash, bro. Like, what we expecting a 6'3" guard to do? Or however tall he was by the time he got to the NBA. Like, what we expecting? But you put him on a let's see, the year he came into the league, who was dominated? Who even won a chip that year? Who was it? I cannot remember. It was it the Lakers? It was either the Lakers, the Spurs, or the Heat. I can't remember who did it though. I cannot remember. Y'all gonna try to say I have bad knowledge for that, but it was one of those teams. Or was it the Mavs? I don't remember. Nah, the Mavs, hell nah. Hell nah, hell nah. I don't remember, but imagine if he went to one of those teams.
On national rankings as a junior. As a senior, his status improved, and he was ranked as the number 16 player in North Carolina. However, he was ranked as the number 60 point guard in the nation, and the number 300 player overall. However, there was still hope to keep his basketball dream alive. Steph eventually received offers from 5 schools. Del Curry's alma mater, Virginia Tech, offered him a scholarship, but only if he agreed to redshirt as a freshman. Eventually, Steph chose Davidson College, so he could stay in North Carolina and start right away, which proved to be the correct decision. As a Davidson freshman, Curry averaged 21.5 points per game. He led the Southern Conference in scoring and was second in the nation among freshmen, behind only Kevin Durant. With 122 threes, Curry also broke the NCAA freshman season record for three-pointers made and took the Wildcats to March Madness, where they lost in the first round despite Steph's 30 points.
That's cool.
Over the summer of 2007, Steph grew slightly to reach his current height of 6'3" and came into his sophomore season averaging 25.5 points per game. Steph led Davidson to an undefeated season in the Southern Conference. And another berth to March Madness. Nobody expected the Wildcats to do much.
Look, Curry with the waves.
Steph and point guard Jason Richards, the Davidson team mostly consisted of marketing specialists, data scientists, and other students with no future in basketball.
Facts.
Then it started happening. Steph torched Gonzaga with 40 points and secured the first NCAA tournament victory for Davidson in 39 years. In the second round against the 8th seeded Georgetown, it seemed like it was all over after Steph scored just 5 points in the first half, with Davidson down by 17. But their Cinderella story continued as Curry bullied the Hoyas with 25 second-half points, leading Davidson to a 74-70 comeback victory. In 16 against Wisconsin, Steph continued his glorious run, dominating with 33 points.
I remember watching all this stuff, and I think it was like his documentary. I remember seeing it on YouTube. And I forgot how they lost, but I know they lost. Like, they didn't win no state championship, but they was right there.
A blowout win. Curry became a national sensation, and all eyes were on him in the Elite Eight against top-seeded Kansas. Even against this much more talented team, who threw everything at him, Curry scored 25, but he couldn't pull wonders forever, and Davidson lost by 2. Curry averaged 32 points, 3.5 assists,
averaging 32
while shooting 44% from beyond the arc over those magical 4 games. He also broke the record for most three-pointers in an NCAA season, which still stands today. Because he wanted to develop as a point guard, his likely position in the NBA, Steph decided to stay in college, even though he would be a lottery pick if he opted for the NBA draft. As a junior, Steph averaged 28.6 points, 5.6 assists, and 2.5 steals. He was the NCAA scoring leader and was named a consensus first-team All-American. Despite the fact he was a proven scorer and a deadly shooter, Curry had a ton of doubters before the 2009 NBA draft. Lack of size and strength was the biggest issue, and a lot of people looked at him as a shooting guard in a point guard's body, not believing that he could be a good enough playmaker. Minnesota had picks number 5 and number 6, and they selected 2 point guards.
That's something I see a lot of y'all getting on me in the comments for, like, he's not even a point guard, he's a shooting guard. Bro, at the end of the day, this is how you have to look at it, and we just have to be very simple with it. There's no need to be getting all crazy and complex. Like, bro, at the end of the day, when they call out positions on that team, when they call it the starting 5, what do they say at point guard? Whose name do they say at point guard? Draymond or Steph Curry? All right, then. All right? We're not, like, that's my thing. We're not going to sit up here and act like Curry don't bringing up the ball and setting up plays. Let's not act like he don't do that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he didn't do it at all, if he really didn't know how to, then okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like Klay Thompson, I will never, ever in my life try to play and say he could ever play the point. I'm not even going to say that he could do no, he cannot play the point at all. And that guy has no handles. A lot of shooting guards, besides the real special ones, do not have handles for shit. Cannot play make for shit. They can just catch the ball, maybe create a little bit and get their shot off. Klay Thompson can barely even create. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga was a legit point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because he can shoot better than he can do pass and facilitate don't mean he's not a point guard. He can still do those things. It's just one thing dominates the others. Like, I just don't understand. One thing Magic couldn't do was shoot that shit. Magic cannot shoot for shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can make shots, obviously. He's an NBA player. But he can't shoot for shit. But he can pass and facilitate, so y'all call him just an automatic point guard. No, that's why I told y'all about that today. Like, obviously CP3 didn't win shit. He didn't win nothing. But personally, me, you know what I'm saying? It's not me being younger. Obviously, my generation is the 2010s and stuff like that. That's part of my generation. But at the same time, bro, I would probably take CP3 in his prime over Magic. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean Magic's not better than CP3. I'm not saying that. But if I want a 3-level score, bro, I'm taking CP3 over Magic. You know what I'm saying? That's not me not having knowledge about net Magic. That's just me knowing that I probably want somebody who can do all the shit, not just pass and facilitate. Not saying Magic can't make shots and shit. He obviously, like I said, this nigga won 5 titles. Like, he obviously can do it. But is he elite at it? No, he's not. You know what I'm saying? He's just not, and it's okay. But he was elite at other things. Why can't Curry be that good at fucking shooting that facilitating all that doesn't have to be his main priority? Why are we bending the rules? But y'all don't say shit about Magic not being able to shoot that well. Man.
But neither one of them.
I understand the old heads. Like, it's just like me when it comes to me being an old head. You know what I'm saying? This young generation come up. They're gonna be saying, hopefully they're not. They're gonna be saying that Curry. You know what I'm saying? Like, players are better than Curry. I have to explain to them how, like, they just aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to explain to them too, bro. I get it. That's why I say everybody has their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm just ignorant or whatever the case may be because I think Curry's better. Like, I don't think that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just off of the eye test, bro. Off of the eye test, I've always said it, man. I just feel like I would pick Curry over Magic. You know what I'm saying? Now, Curry versus Bird is a whole different discussion because Bird was a 3-level scorer. Like, he could do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Facilitate, pass, he could shoot. Bro, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Curry versus Bird is more of an argument than Curry versus Magic. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Who's a point guard that really could, like, I don't want to do it, man. Y'all gonna crucify me in the chat, bro.
Some genius GM figured that Ricky Rubio and a 6-foot Johnny Flynn were better than Curry. After which
that was crazy.
Stern said the most important 19 words in Warriors history.
The 7th pick in the 2009 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors.
Ricky Rubio is crazy.
Stephen Curry from Davidson College.
So crazy.
Steph immediately proved that the Timberwolves GM was an idiot for not drafting him. As a rookie, he averaged 17 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting.
Bro, I high-key forgot how much Tyree, he was nasty. He was fucking fucking nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Tyreke Evans was fucking crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. But I forgot, how much the Magic averaged in his rookie season? I don't even remember.
Tyreke Evans. Steph was top 10 in the NBA in three-point percentage.
Off the rip.
Three-pointers made, and he scored 30-plus points 8 times, setting the most 30-point games by any rookies since LeBron and Carmelo in 2004. Next season, he slightly improved his numbers, but he couldn't explode next to Monte Ellis, who averaged...
And let me tell y'all something. Monte Ellis was actually the point guard, right? So let me explain this to y'all. So if Monte Ellis was the real point guard, right? And Curry's not really a real point guard, why didn't this work? If Curry's really the shooting guard, why didn't it work? Draymond's the only player that I could say that like be facilitating that could play next to Curry. Curry's like, even when CP3 joined the Warriors, bro, that shit did not work. Curry has to be handling the ball, bro. Like, sure, he may not do it all game. Y'all have to also keep in mind, bro, Curry could bring up the ball every single game if he wanted to. He could facilitate every single game. But you know what he can't do if he does that? He can't run around on them screens. He can't do that, bro. You know how much energy that's going to take? He already uses a lot of energy trying to do that. Imagine having to facilitate and do all, like, bro. Like, come on,
over
y'all.
20 shots per game.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. My fault, y'all. I'm back. Had a little difficulty. I don't even remember what the fuck I was ranting about. But at the end of the day, I'm going to save that for the end of the video.
Compared to Curry's 14. However, Steph did lead the NBA in free throw percentage, with 93.5% shooting from the line, which is still the Warriors' all-time record. But towards the end of the season, Steph underwent ankle surgery, which became an issue that would last for years. Due to various ankle and foot injuries on both
had to get
ankles,
up them Nikes, man.
6 games in his 3rd season, and gained the reputation for being injury-prone. By the trade deadline, Steph was agreed to be traded to Milwaukee for Andrew Bogut, but the Bucks doctor stopped the trade, deeming Curry's ankles too risky. The trade still went through. Golden State gave away a fan favorite, Monte Ellis, instead of Steph, which was greeted with huge disappointment from the Warriors fans. Little did they know that the
made them work harder.
Saved the Warriors from making the biggest mistake in franchise history. In the 2012 offseason, the Warriors offered Curry a $44 million extension, which seems ridiculously small now. But it was considered a gamble back then because of Steph's glass ankles. Warriors GM Bob Myers drafted Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green, who joined Steph, and second-year guard Klay Thompson. It was a core that gelled well together under coach Mark Jackson. The Warriors finally started playing some defense after years of finishing in the bottom 5 defensively. More importantly, they started winning games too, qualifying for the playoffs for the first time since 2007 and the We Believe team. Steph flourished under coach Jackson, averaging a career-high 23 points and 7 assists per game, including a
look at that, that's playmaking, y'all. That's commanding the double and passing out, huh?
3 points and 7.
What's this? What's this? What's this?
Assists per game.
7 assists. I'm not saying that's better than Magic, but let's not act like he's not doing it. That's my whole thing with y'all. Magic's better than Curry. Like, y'all just say shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he wasn't a real point guard, or Curry don't even handle the ball. Like, if you want to bring up his, like, their stats compared to each other and say he's better, okay, I can't even fight that as much. Like, I really can't. I won't have as much to say. But when you start saying like bullshit, that's when I have to speak up for my mans. I have to speak up for my glorious king. You know what I'm saying?
54-point game against the Knicks in the Garden. He also established a new NBA single-season three-point record, eclipsing the previous mark set by Ray Allen.
And Ray Allen was nasty.
72 three-pointers on 53 fewer attempts.
Jeez.
He wasn't too far behind, prompting Mark Jackson to say he's got the best shooting backcourt in NBA history.
He was not lying.
It was foolish at the time, especially because Thompson was only in his 2nd season. But thanks to their shooting prowess, Steph and Klay earned the nickname Splash Brothers. Then, in the 2013 playoffs, the Warriors defeated the Nuggets before they lost to the much deeper and more experienced Spurs team. In 2014, Curry again led the NBA in three-pointers made. He averaged 24 points and a career-high 8.5 assists per game and made his first All-Star and All-NBA team. The Warriors had the 4th best defense in the NBA and finished the season with 51 wins, the most since 1992. Unfortunately, they dropped the ball in the playoffs, losing in the first round to the Clippers. After that,
the Clippers were like that.
Time for a change. So they fired Mark Jackson and hired Steve Kerr, who would lead the team to unprecedented heights. In 2015, Steph Curry and the Warriors took the league by storm. They led the NBA in pace, points per game, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, and assists.
And I look, you feel like Kerr's not even getting enough credit for that. Like, yeah, like Mark Jackson set the foundation, but like we wasn't winning shit still. You know what I'm saying? Like we still weren't. Like we got to the playoffs and maybe got past the first round, but like we wasn't doing nothing though, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kerr really did take us to the next level, for being honest.
They were also first in defensive rating, second in blocks, and fourth in steals.
That's crazy.
Led by Steph Curry, the Warriors blew everybody out of the way with their pace, and then they killed them with shooting. Hasten-space basketball was born, and it was here to stay. Curry was the leading vote-getter for the All-Star game, and he won the All-Star three-point contest. Steph broke his own league record for three-pointers made in a season, and the Warriors finished the year with 67 wins, by far the most in franchise history. After posting averages of 24 points,
oh my God,
7 assists, and 2 steals per game, Curry was voted the NBA's most valuable player. If that wasn't crazy enough, throughout the season, he sat out 17 fourth quarters due to Golden State's wide margins of victory. Despite their success, most people
being the head honcho of his team, by the way. No player who's just as good as him or better than him, by the way. I just want to let y'all know that, bro. I just want to let y'all know that.
People in the NBA viewed them as this fun little team that's going to get overpowered in the playoffs, hoodwinked by Charles Barkley's mantra that three-point shooting teams don't win championships.
Yeah,
but thanks to their top-notch defense led by Draymond, Iggy, Bogut, and Clay, the Warriors were not just a three-point shooting team.
Clay was sitting down back then.
First, they swept the Pelicans. Then they came back to win against the Grizzlies and dusted off Harden's Rockets to reach their first NBA Finals since 1975. Against the Cavs, the Warriors fell behind 2-1, thanks to an otherworldly performance by LeBron and surprising help from Dellavedova, who played excellent defense on Curry.
Man, stop. He was alright. The so-called Curry stopper. I saw Curry cooking that nigga in the playoffs, bro, or in the finals. I saw him cooking him, bro. Cooking. You know what I'm saying? Curry even had that one meme with the stank face. Don't play now.
The Warriors simply had more talent. When Iguodala entered the...
But yeah, I will say that, like, LeBron didn't have Caleb or Kyrie. So, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, we was going to beat them niggas.
He sparked a big comeback, and the Warriors won the next 3 games and the title. Iguodala was named the Finals MVP.
Which was fucking flawed! It was flawed, y'all. It was flawed. They didn't want a light-skinned brother to win that shit, and I'm dark-skinned saying that shit. They didn't want a light-skinned brother to win it, man. They didn't. They did not. I don't care. Even Iggy says this. I don't care how good of defense he played on Bron. Bron still averaged more than 30 on the nigga. So you really didn't play that good of defense. You played good enough for us to, you know what I'm saying, slow him down to a degree, if I can even say that. But you just played good defense on. You played good defense. That's not worthy of no damn MVP, Finals MVP. Are we fucking serious? Are we serious? Because if that's the case, Wiggins should have got the Finals MVP in 2022. He played the best defense on Tatum. He was clapping Tatum down. You know what I'm saying? Played the best defense on Luka. He didn't get that shit, so it's just like, bro, this shit was flawed as fuck. It was flawed as hell.
It was stellar defense on LeBron, but Steph could have easily won it as well, averaging 26 and 6 assists compared to Iggy's 16 points per game. For the playoffs, Steph averaged 28 points on 43% shooting from deep, breaking the records for most threes in one playoff run. In 2016, the league still had not caught up with the Warriors' pace and space program, which was running even smoother than the year before. The Warriors won an NBA record 73 games in a season.
The best record of all time, by the way, y'all. The best record of all time. Led by this man right here. This man right here led our team to 73 games. Better than Michael Jordan, y'all. And y'all can't even say nothing about defense being played at this time. Because niggas was not complaining about defense during this time. Y'all were not. Don't even sit up here and lie. Don't. Y'all complain about defense probably since 2020. But y'all was not complaining about defense at this time, bro. Stop. Don't even sit up here and cap. Don't even. So we was just that good. Bro, this nigga was the first nigga to win unanimous MVP 2 years in a row, back to back. No other niggas got votes. And we not even gonna give him a conversation. You know what? It's not even y'all really getting on Curry for, you know what I'm saying, being better than Magic. Because, I mean, y'all gonna say that regardless. But y'all trying to say he's not a top 10 player is fucking crazy. I personally have him in my top 5. If niggas don't agree with that, they don't agree with that. It is what it is. I personally just have him in my top 5. I'm not even going to get on folks for saying he's not in their top 5. But not in the top 10? Curry not in the top 10? Bro, you're smoking. You're smoking. And whatever it is, don't give it to me, bro. I don't want it. I don't want that. You can go smoke that shit with your dog or something like that, nigga. I don't want it, bro. Keep me far away from that shit, bro. That delusional pack, I don't want it, bro. I like realistic shit. You know what I'm saying? No cap.
Becoming the best regular season team ever. Steph shattered his three-point record, hitting an unprecedented 402 threes in a season, when no other player even reached 300 threes in a season. He was an NBA scoring champion with 30 points per game, shooting 50% from the field, 45% from deep, and a league-leading 91% from the free throw line. He was the 7th player to join the 50-40 method, and many people consider this the greatest season ever. Steph became the first unanimous MVP in NBA history, and the Warriors were the heavy title favorites. However, they fell behind 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals against the Thunder, and everybody thought their season would be over. But thanks to Klay Thompson's miracle performance
Game 6 Klay!
Golden State made a glorious comeback and won the series. In the finals, it was the Warriors who were up 3-1, but then Draymond got suspended. Kyrie and LeBron turned on God mode, and the Cavs became the first team to...
And you know what? I give the Cavs credit. At the end of the day, they had to beat who was in front of them. But I still say this, man, if Draymond don't get fucking suspended, bro, we're literally winning this championship, bro. It's Draymond's fault. Once again, Draymond has costed us many championships. I'm not holding back for that dude. Love him, but at the same time, bro, fuck, man, you have costed us so much. If Draymond don't get suspended, bro, we literally do not fucking lose this championship. We win it. All right? Like, we do. We literally would, bro, we would have had the best season of all time by a team. But, you know what I'm saying? Draymond, you just had to do what you had to do, huh? Now this nigga over here giddy bumping asses and shit with LeBron, bro. Like, what?
Come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals. Curry played a decent series, but he couldn't really explode to the rim due to a knee injury, which was most clear when he couldn't get...
And Curry wasn't fully healthy. But we don't... That's the thing. When I talk about us losing in 2016, I don't really bring up the fact that Curry wasn't fully healthy. I don't do that. I really totally blame it on Draymond. Because Draymond was actually good as fuck in 2016. He was actually good. I believe bro had a 30-point game in one of the games. And then he gets himself suspended, like, bro.
Kevin Love in the deciding moments of Game 7.
Hey,
the Warriors became
sitting down on that
after their 73-9 season produced no ring. Meme makers, analysts, and Richard Jefferson all united in one big ha-ha. But their laughter didn't last long. As soon as Kevin Durant announced that he would be joining the Warriors, everyone knew this was going to be the best team in the NBA. With KD's...
And y'all all heads better not get on me in the comments talking about we had to go get KD. But at the end of the day, KD wanted to come win some chips. You know what I'm saying? KD wanted to come win some damn chips. The Lakers didn't have to get no damn Magic. You know what I'm saying? They was already good without him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear nobody say Curry needed help. He didn't, bro. We can't even say the Cavs we would have never beat the Cavs again, bro. We literally were 3-1 against these niggas, bro. Then Draymond gets suspended, we start losing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas cannot say we was not going to ever be able to beat the Cavs. Now, I appreciate KD for coming to our team, you know what I'm saying, and helping us capture like 2 rings. I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, dearly. But I would never say we needed KD ever. I won't say that. First of all, we won without him, and then we won without him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't need KD. He helped. We didn't need him though. No cap.
Scoring added to the core of Steph, Klay, Draymond, and Iguodala. The Warriors were unbeatable. In 2017, they lost only 1 game in the playoffs on the way to the title, and we believe that this team, with their shooting ability and defensive versatility, was the best team in NBA history. And while they deservedly won the Finals MVP, Steph still averaged 28, 6, and 6 throughout the playoffs, with a ridiculous 66% true shooting percentage. Just to put things...
Hey, bro, and roll the tape, bro. Roll the tape. Teams were still game planning around Steph Curry, bro. Folks were still game planning around Steph Curry. Y'all over here talking about he's not the GOAT point guard. Nigga, you had Kevin Durant on your team, and you're still planning around Curry? And I think pure hooper, like, I'm talking about going to the park. It don't matter if you're going to the park, going to a gym, whatever. Give them the rock. Who's a better pure hooper? I'm giving it to KD. I actually am saying, I'm not going off for greatness. I'm not going off of accomplishments. See, that's what a lot of y'all think when I say the MJ. I keep saying MJ. Oh my gosh. When I keep saying the Magic versus Curry debate, I'm not going off of their titles, bro. When it comes to me ranking them, that's not how I rank players. I actually base them off of, except. Nah, I can't even say MJ and LeBron. I can't say that because I actually do think MJ was a better hooper than Bron. Like, I do. Sure, Bron can do all the assisting and all that shit, get more stats. Sure. But I do think MJ was a better hooper than Bron. I do think that. And I do think that KD's a better hooper than Curry. I think he's a way more polished hooper than Curry. But when it comes to Magic and Curry, that's why I was trying to tell y'all, bro. Y'all see them at the park. Who you picking up with the last pick? You're not picking Magic. Stop lying, bro. Stop, bro. You want somebody a little more skilled. Magic's gonna give you a few of these, a few of this, and then what? That, like, Nigga, you can do that on the team. That's why I was trying to tell my homie, bro. Like, I'm not picking Magic for the simple fact that, bro, I'm probably already going to have somebody else on my team who passes like him, if not better. You know what I can't say better because Magic was like, you know what I'm saying? But I can have somebody who can at least make up for his passing. But I'm not going to have somebody who can replace this nigga's shooting. And let's be real. Curry's shooting was more powerful than Magic's passing. I'm being honest, y'all. I'm not even being a youngin and all the shit y'all trying to say. No, Curry's shooting is way more powerful than Magic's passing. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck 50 right now, y'all. This nigga changed the league. The way the league is playing right now is solely because of this man. Obviously, Klay Thompson takes a part in that, but because of this dude. This man still gets triple team at the age of 37.
Michael Jordan's best true shooting percentage was 60% in the 1991 playoffs. The next season, Golden State continued its dominance. The Rockets came close in the conference finals, but nobody could touch these Warriors. Golden State swept LeBron in the finals, with KD as the finals MVP once more. And as usual, Steph wasn't too far behind, with 27, 6, and 7. The next season provided much more drama for the Warriors. KD and Draymond had a big fight, the chemistry was different, and the future was uncertain. However, Golden State was still the most talented team. Even when KD was injured, Curry proved that he was right there to pick up the scoring, averaging 36, 8, and 7 in the conference finals sweep.
36, 8, and 7? Like, don't forget, y'all, this man was pretty much out there. I ain't gonna say with nobody, but like his team wasn't as good once Klay and KD went down. So he's really just out there pretty much what it looked like this season before we got Jimmy Butler. Just Draymond. And a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, some decent casuals. You know what I'm saying? DeMarcus Cousins past his prime. Like, Iggy can only do so much. Iggy was starting to get a little older. And we still lost in 6.
Finals against the Raptors was an extremely even series, tied at 2 apiece going into Game 5. And then it
Did you just say extremely? Bro, did you just say extremely even? Nigga, look at the squad he's standing next to. Like I just said, bro, DeMarcus Cousins was not in his prime no more, bro. DeMarcus Cousins, I don't even think averaged 14 and more for that series, bro.
KD tore his Achilles in the first game back, and Klay had a torn ACL in Game 6. Curry was playing like a demigod, with all of the Raptors guarding him, and Coach Nurse utilizing the box-and-1 defense on him. Curry still averaged 30 points in the series, but after the injuries to his 2 best teammates, he couldn't prevail, and Toronto won the title. In 2020, after 5 consecutive NBA Finals, the Warriors became the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah, that was some dark times.
Klay was recovering from injury, and Steph also got hurt, playing just 5 games in the season. However, that gave him a precious time in the offseason he never had during those finals runs. Steph bulked up, which improved his defense and made him tougher to bump on offense. At the age of 33, he was playing the best, most mature, and well-rounded basketball of his career, which resulted in his second scoring title, with 32 points per game. But without Klay, who suffered yet another injury, the Warriors missed the playoffs once again. Come 2022, Steph had the worst shooting season of his career. It was the first time he averaged less than 40% accuracy from 3, even though he was still one of the most efficient guards in the league. However, he was making them when it counted in the playoffs. Steph's added muscle mass proved to be a big difference in the postseason, and he transformed into a plus defender. He knew when to attack and when to pass, leading the Warriors to another NBA Finals against the Celtics, who had the best defense in the NBA. Curry showed why he's a basketball genius and an offensive juggernaut like no other. Even though the Celtics had stopped KD, Giannis, and Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, they had no answer for Steph. Curry averaged.
Y'all hear those players? He just said they stopped. I remember watching this Celtics run in that playoffs, bro. They were like that on defense, bro. Udoka had them playing some good ass defense. Cause I watched what they did to the Nets with KD and Kyrie, bro. They embarrassed them boys. I'm talking straight embarrassed them, bro. The Celtics was not on no game. Sure, they were young. They had never been to the finals. That squad, but bro, they was on that with defense. They was on that with our team. Hell nah, hell nah. Not with Curry. Not with 30 on that court. Not with 30.
51 points in the finals on 63% true shooting, including a spectacular Game 4 where he scored 43 points and won the game basically by himself. He led the Warriors to a 4-2 series win, winning his 4th title and his first finals MVP trophy.
Should have too.
With this title, he further solidified his place in NBA history, and we believe it's fair to say that he's one of the 10 greatest players of all time. Not bad for a player that wasn't even ranked as a college prospect in his junior year.
Not even ranked as a college prospect, bro. That's another reason. Like, that's just more of the reason why y'all have to put him up there, bro. Like, I get it, bro. Holding on to Magic is like, I get it, man. A lot of people don't want to let go. You don't. All right? I get it. And it's so funny because it's like, bro, I literally have Magic as my second greatest point guard. I said yes, I would pick up Chris Paul over him, but I don't think Chris Paul is greater than him. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we gonna get into this. I think next video is probably gonna be my Curry highlights reaction, and after that we gonna officially do, you know what I'm saying, the who's better video. We gonna get that out the way, man. I already know a lot of y'all probably about to try to get on me in the comments. At the end of the day, man, I'm not even disrespecting Magic. I think Magic was obviously a phenomenal player, bro. His time got cut short, literally. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta go with 30, bro. You have to go with 30. Now, if I was playing in the 90s and 80s and before that, I'm going Magic, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm going Magic. I'm not saying if Curry was there, too. I'm just saying, like, obviously, that would be my point guard to choose. I would be holding on to dear life, too. But in today's society, the way NBA's play today, you're not picking Magic over Curry. Stop freaking lying. That's all I'm going to say, y'all.